All right, welcome everybody, and thank you for attending our webinar in the L-DIH skills context. We are welcoming two distinct speakers today from White and a professional from the industry, Veronique as well. But before, let me say a few words about the context of this webinar and what we have to offer for you as the L-DIH. I personally, I'm a member of the L-DIH consortium from the University of Luxembourg Competence Center, and we work on supporting companies in any kind of endeavor that is skill related and training related when it comes to adapting new technologies and when it comes to designing new curricula, for example. We also do digital skills assessments, in a sense where the company tries to adapt a new technology, and the decision makers are not sure what to train for and where the journey should go in terms of their personnel's development. So we offer these kinds of service to the companies, and all our services are not for free, but they are without a price tag for the companies and also for other particulars outside, like trainers, because we are funded by the European Union and by the Luxembourg Ministry of Economy. So we don't sell anything. Basically, we are just trying to really do the best for the companies and for the training ecosystem here in Luxembourg. That's our mission, and therefore we work with also with trainers and with training providers, and we have no problem also connecting you if you are a specialist, a consultant, or a training provider. So that's a little bit about us, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. I'll I'm putting our email address here in the chat, and you can contact us for any inquiries relating to skills development. If you're a consultant, if you're a trainer yourself, if you're a company member, or if you want to just get in contact with the L-DIH, don't hesitate. So now I did it without slides and short and sweet. So I will leave the floor to Marina Andrieux, who is the founder and the CEO of ANDCO. Do you want to say something about, you have a slide about yourself?
Yes, thank you very much for the introduction, Thomas.
Okay.
Delighted to be here with you for the last webinar of the year. So I'm Marina Andrieux. I'm the founder of ANDCO, and I'm here today with Veronique Ziliotto, that I'm delighted to be able to invite to join the conversation. Just wanted to make sure that you see my presentation right now on the screen. Yes? Mm-hmm. And do you see my presentation moving?
No, we see the slides at the moment. Only the slides, not the presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this better?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. So, so as I just mentioned and Thomas introduced me, I'm Marina Andrieux. I'm the co-founder and director of ANDCO. ANDCO is a social enterprise based in Luxembourg. I'm involved in skills development and innovation initiatives in Luxembourg for over a decade now. I took part in many projects. I was also digital skills and jobs coordinator for Luxembourg for 5 years, EU Code Week ambassador for another 5 years previously, also the organizer of the first coding classes for women in Luxembourg. I also took part in initiatives such as Fit for Start as a jury member, and did work with OECD on inclusive entrepreneurship. And I will tell you in a moment why we're here today and what we do with ANDCO as a social enterprise. And I invited Véronique Ziliotto, who is one of our trainer and coach at ANDCO, to join us today. And maybe Véronique, you want to introduce yourself shortly?
Yeah, sure. So thanks, Marina, for the introduction. Very happy to be here as well to talk about innovation and different methodology that we use for innovation. So I'm Véronique. I have created my own consultancy business beginning of the year, and I focus on product management and go-to-market. So my customers are typically startups and SMEs who have a tech product and who are trying to expand that product to new markets or to find new use case or new customer segments. And so I help them basically set this up, set this go-to-market strategy in their companies. And I'm also a coach, so at Wide. Also, I'm starting in January in the Lux Innovation Fit for Start program for the space tech track, as I have background in aerospace. And I do also trainings, basically, digital learning hub in Esch in Belval. So happy to be here and to share a little bit of our examples and our methodologies with you.
So, WIDE, you might have heard about WIDE. We initially are an organization supporting women in tech and digital. We have been active for the last, as I said, 10 years in Luxembourg, doing awareness raising events and so on. What you might not know yet is that we are since 2021 a social enterprise. So we changed our model and we got an agreement from the Ministère du Travail as a Société d'impact sociétal. So this is a specific agreement to recognize our impact in Luxembourg. It's around 70 companies which are CIS at the moment. And two important things to know. It's every year we report our extra financial and social impact to the ministry. And as we are a 100 impact shares company, basically we do not pay dividends to our shareholders, and all our profits are reinvested into the company. So that's the main thing that you need to maybe know about the CIS and the status that we are operating with. We also we have many partners in Luxembourg. We have been involved in many EU projects, but in Luxembourg we work with several ministries, and we are one of a training provider at a digital learning hub. We're doing coding classes for beginners at the digital learning hub, but we're also very happy to be trainers in no-code technologies and project management with Véronique, who is offering a full product management track at L-DIH. And it's very important for us to be able to offer these training sessions to both men and women. So the services we offer, so as I said, we do a lot for gender equality, digital skills, and also entrepreneurship. We try our best to support women entrepreneurs, women-led ventures. We still think that we don't have enough women in entrepreneurship in Luxembourg, so we do a lot of pro bono work to see more diversity in entrepreneurship in Luxembourg and in Europe. And we also have launched 2 years ago a new commercial service, which is about web design for apps, sites, and MVPs, and this is why we're here today to discuss our ideas and our methodologies, our work on products and MVPs. So first of all, I wanted to share why I wanted to create this news activities, and I have to say that I've been implementing entrepreneurship digital skills activities for many years now in the ecosystem, and I've seen too many people, not being educated and not knowing how to build a product. So this is what really motivated me to do more in the field. Also, I was very inspired by methodologies such as design thinking and also design sprint from Google Venture. So I'm not a purist of this methodology, but I like to be inspired and to implement them in our daily work in the organization. So something that is very important for us and something that we really promote is the lean startup way. You might have heard about lean startup. It's obviously a very famous in the entrepreneurship and startup world. It's also not new. I think the first books came out 15 years ago, but it still is very important to keep repeating because we have newcomers in the ecosystem. People who have never built digital products before, and they do need education. And this is what I see every day. We need to educate people on building products because there are a lot of misconception about what it is to build a digital product, and this is why we're here today to share our experience with you. So the lean startup way, it's a loop, and basically you build something, but you experiment, you measure your results thanks to metrics, and then you learn and you start again. And this is also I think very important to know that when you have an idea for a product, most probably what you're going to put on the market and what's going to be accepted by the customers or the users is not what you have thought about at the very beginning. And I know it's very difficult to have this mindset thinking that what you think at the very beginning is not going to be what you have later. I think we need to change this mindset and make people accept that it's okay to learn, it's okay to change, and what is important is to be also persistent and to be able to iterate and not to stop at the first difficulty. So this is the methodology that we've been using for entrepreneurship support over the last 10 years. I think I've met with over 100 project owners, entrepreneurs since I've been working in this field. I also worked in an incubator before working full-time with Wide. So I've seen many people, men and women, trying to build products and companies, and I've seen often the same patterns, the same mistakes and the same reasons for failing at the end of the day. So this is why we really promote this design thinking, design sprint process to allow the project owners, the entrepreneurs to test and learn. So we really encourage them to understand the problem, sometimes to reframe the problem, because as you know, when you build something, it's not to build the product just for the sake of it. It's first of all to solve an issue. So you need to really understand the problem. We encourage people to sketch solutions, to prototype, to do things that that will allow them to learn and try again. That's also very important. An important step is to also help product owners or entrepreneurs to decide, because when you explore a project, when you develop a product, you need to make decisions. And I also seen this many times. It's very hard for entrepreneurs to decide. When you tell them, yes, you cannot do this thing, and this thing at the same time, you need to decide. It has always a cost of opportunity, and I know it's not easy to let go sometime of all your ideas at the beginning. So we keep repeating prototype. I'm going to use the word many times in this presentation, but for many people, developing a digital product, can it be a website, a platform, an app, anything, they in their mind is having a long list of features, having a requirement, a document with all the requirements, and then giving it to a developer and wait and get the product back and put it on the market, and users will love it and use it, and that's it. So it's very well, maybe it's a very simplified way to present things, but this is the way that many people think is the way forward to build a product or a project. And also what we keep repeating all the time, it's, test with your users. Don't wait to have a perfect project or perfect product to go and test with your users. Go and speak to your users, to your potential users, as early as possible, because at the end of the day, they are the one who are going to use or not your product. So if you wait too long to learn to talk to them, when the product is on the market, it might already be too late. So this is really what we try to promote in our work every day with WIDE. So we organize sessions to offer entrepreneurs, and when I say entrepreneurs, but also project owners in corporates or in smaller companies, so we organize sessions, and we have developed several formats to really allow project owners and entrepreneurs to test the ideas and to move from ideas to products, which is the name of today's session. So the principle that we're trying to convey, it's first of all, try fast, fail fast. You might have heard this before, but I think it's utterly important to repeat that. It's best to realize that you're going in the wrong direction after 2 weeks, and after not having spending all your money or resources, and then learn from your mistake and try again, because we've seen too many examples in the ecosystem of people spending, individual people spending 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 euros in development, technical development, to get to a product that nobody wants to use and incorporate. I know the cost of IT projects is much higher, and I read some statistics, and I know that if I remember well, it's about a third of all IT projects at the end of the day not being implemented, because the risk was not assessed before. So it's a lot of waste of time, resources, and energy. So we're really trying to encourage people to try fast, fail fast. Also, building from feedback, I've mentioned it earlier. We really encourage people to show their products, show their ideas to potential users, get feedback, and build from the feedback they receive. It's really hard, especially for entrepreneurs, because what I've seen and what I still see, entrepreneurs are very protective of their ideas. So they work on something, they do their research, and they don't really want to share, because they always have the fear that someone will steal the ideas. So we really try to gain the confidence of, gain the trust of users, and encourage them to share the ideas, at least with us as an organization, as expert, but also to share with potential users and clients. And trust me, this is very hard to convince people to do that. Also, the idea of not being in love with your product. So many people have a good idea. They've thought about it for weeks, months, sometimes years. They do all the desk research on internet, and they really think that they have the idea of a century. And often when we meet people, at the end of the day, I think we have already heard similar concepts, from other people, and it's very difficult to make people understand that the perfect product that they have in their mind is maybe not what the market expects. So that's a difficult job to do, I have to say. And here again, we really try to help the entrepreneurs, the project owners, to get something tangible, something that they can show, because we see too many people sitting on their ideas, and just waiting to have all the resources to make it happen. And we know there are ways to try to get to something tangible, to be able to show the result of your work, and it's something in between. Here again, between getting the perfect product and having nothing, there are we have many possibilities and we have many steps, and it's important to communicate on these possibilities. So the two formats for our collaborative activities that we have tried and experiment, and we know that is working very well, and it's super useful, super valuable for the project owners or the entrepreneurs or the teams. We did that many times, and we have really two formats that we master very well. One is the collective session. So, we think that it's really important to have as many brains as possible around the table to discuss project, to build products. And here again, too many funders, entrepreneurs are staying alone with their ideas. So this is not good, because you don't learn from others. So we're doing these collective sessions. Usually we do it over 2 weeks, and we're doing hybrid. So we start with 1 full day on site with our team. Then the funders, the entrepreneurs, the project owners work from home or for the office in a hybrid way, and we meet 2 weeks later, and we try to accelerate the project and to get to concrete results that we can share with others. So this is a very productive, intense session over 2 weeks. We try to keep it flexible, because sometimes we have attendees who have other responsibilities. Getting committed to building a product over 2 weeks or even 1 week, it's very hard, because everyone has a lot of different things to do. So this is the format that we really love at Wide, and we are trying to organize these collective sessions 2 to 3 times a year. So far, we managed to offer the sessions free of charge, thanks to ministries in Luxembourg who supported the project. So if you are interested to join one of these collective sessions, I guess the next one will be in 2025, most probably February. Otherwise, we offer personalized sessions. So if we meet entrepreneurs, project owners who have a specific need, we can run this session focusing on one project in a more individual way, even if it's always a teamwork, but we do it in half day, and it's usually you can move from an idea to a prototype in 4 hours if you follow the methodology that we have developed. As I said, we really rely on collective intelligence. So we have a team of experts. We have Veronique, who is joining many of our activities. I'm not a tech person, but I'm an economist by training. I have a developer in my team. I have a project manager. I have 2 designers in the team. So really trying to get several people from our team to really join the session. And we also encourage entrepreneurs or project owners to bring people around the table. When you work on a project, you have always, many people want to give you advice. Many people tell you, oh yes, if you need my help, I'm available, let me know, we go for a coffee. So I always tell our clients, if someone wants to help you in this project, please invite them during the session, and they can really contribute in a structured way and help you to move forward. So we always try to have IT person and developers in the room. Of course, it's very important. It's always very useful to have marketing experts, also field experts, can it be finance, health, or any other industries, and also potential users. And it's very interesting to see that when we organize sessions, we have always potential users in the room, even if we didn't do a lot of preparation to recruit the potential users. When we do a call for volunteers to join the sessions, we always have people who are interested in the product and who are very happy to give feedback. So the goal of our sessions is always to get to the MVP. So MVP stands for, you probably know, but minimum viable product. So what is a minimum viable product? It's basically the very first product that you can put on the market. And obviously, I've said that many people tends to go for the perfect product with all the features. So the MVP is at the on the other side of a product cycle. Is really the very first version that you can get. MVP should have limited features. Usually we said 5 to 10 features to start with. It is very hard to select 5 to 10 features to start with when you have a long list of possibilities that you have thought about. And the importance of MVP is to be able to start a conversation with a potential user. So it doesn't need to be a functional MVP. It needs to be something that you can show to potential clients, potential users, and you can use this product to show exactly what you want to do, how the product will work, and get feedback, and also try to see how the users see the value of such a product. And so this is nearly a communication tool more than a technical tool, and also, a lot of people will call it prototype. So we always have this discussion: what is the difference between MVP and prototype? In our experience, MVP is more in a tech world, startup world. In research context, it's sometimes called a prototype. So the definition is not always the same for everyone, but we keep repeating, we want to. You need to have MVP, and this is also very important to share with the clients. You want to get to this stage where you can show what you want to do to clients, and they understand what you want to do. Then you can build from that, and it's here again a question of education, because we see that many people do not even know what a minimum viable product is, and they if they know what an MVP is, they don't see the value of MVP. They just heard that they need to build an MVP, but at the end of the day, they still want to build the perfect platform side project. So we need to make this work to lead the people to getting their first MVP, which is a huge step for many project owners and entrepreneurs. What the outputs that we want out of a session that we organize, it's fresh ideas, expert feedback, user feedback. So that's very important. Given the format that we have, from a couple of hours to 2 weeks, you can imagine that we're not going to get to a digital product or perfect digital product. So it's going to be something, of course, always unfinished, So, but this is what we want to do, because it's only a start. So we really want to go to some kind of prototype. It can be low fidelity prototype. It can be a digital prototype if we have more time. It can be a landing page. It can be anything, Sometimes it's only on paper. People leave a session, they have only something on paper, but it's very important to leave with something tangible. And also, what we do is to make sure that the clients have a roadmap and next steps, because you build a lot of momentum around these activities. It's like attending an hackathon. You have a lot of energy, a lot of ideas, you work a lot, it's very intense, and then what's next? So we always ask our clients to define a roadmap and next steps, and we try to follow people over time after the sessions. So just to give you a couple of ideas, examples of what we do during the session. So as you see, nothing really digital. We really ask people to draw the idea, to use this low-tech tool to share their concept as well. So this is as simple as this, what we expect from the sessions. If we have more time, we go for digital tools. We use digital tools, and Véronique, she probably will mention this in a presentation. So I'm going to invite Véronique to join the session. Véronique?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Are you here? Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
I I do not see the faces of the speakers.
No, okay.
Right. So Veronica, I'll let you continue and explain more on the methodologies that we use and the methodologies that you use during the sessions. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, as Marina was explaining, so what we do in Project Lab is very maybe back on the other side, Marina. Yeah, it's very practical. It's really meant to help people who have a project that they might have had for a couple of months, couple of weeks, and then they want to see the next steps in that project. They want to leave with something concrete. And so to give you an example of project that people have brought in this Project Lab, we had, for example, a marketplace for sustainable fashion. So it was an idea that this person had, Christina, to have a website where you could rent high-end, so luxury bags. And also, if you had one, you could basically propose them for rental. So it was a kind of two-ways marketplace. And the outcome of the session was that Christina designed a page, landing page. So that was a website that had very basic functionalities of showing how the product would be listed and how basically the basic flow would work. And so that was done through like no-code tools. Other ones was, for example, in the health sector, so low-code services for basically to allow medical, like medical players who are in the medical field. So it could be hospital, it could be any type of medical provider, to design apps that would be safe for use for all the different parts, and that would be could be developed in a very easy way, so that they don't have to hire a full software development team, but they can use some low-code tool to create apps and websites very quickly. And the outcome, in this case, the outcome of the digital lab was a pitch deck that and also a landing page that could be used basically to like to pitch investor or to pitch people about the idea, and a landing page that would show the basic, let's say the idea, inspire people on the idea, and also have some description of the benefit. And then there are a couple of other projects, like for example, ecological cleaning product. So that was more like a physical product. Also a tool that use AI to help the process of buying a home. So this was an idea where the project owner figured out, so this was a person who was working in the real estate field, and she realized that when you buy a house, you buy an apartment, there are a lot of processes that are involved with the different, with the notary, with the agency, and it requires to have collect a lot of documents and understand also what's in these documents. So you have a lot of clauses and a lot of, let's say, conditions. And so this tool would basically help you figure out what information is in this document and present it to you in a easy to understand way, so that you don't have to go through maybe 30 or 40 pages, and at the end of the day you don't understand what's in there and what is the consequence for you as a buyer. And then we had two other projects that were more in the like gaming kind of domain. So with e-commerce website that was proposing different objects and different fashion items for gamers, for female gamers, with a strong kind of message to empower female gamers. And the second one was a cybersecurity escape game. So that was a game that like a serious game, basically, that would enable people to learn about cybersecurity, to learn about the main concept through a game. So to give you an idea of the kind of range and diversity of projects that were worked on during the Project Lab. So Marina, if you want to go to the next slide.
Yes, I've changed. Okay, I've just changed my screen. Okay.
So yeah, in the next slide, we're going to talk about the methodology. So Marina already explained about it. I'm just going to show a little bit more details what this is about, and then that leaves us also afterwards enough time for the questions if you have any. So this is a very well-known methodology that has been around for a lot of time. What is really powerful is to see that this methodology is still used either explicitly or implicitly by companies and by projects, like digital projects, a bit everywhere. So the idea behind the design thinking methodology is to focus on the customer. So instead of looking at solutions and looking at problems, you actually look at how it's going to look like for the person that is going to use the product that you have defined. So it's what's called human-centered design, meaning that everything revolves around the experience that the product provides to this end user. And so the objective when you use this methodology is to have something that is not only technologically feasible, and that is not only also viable from a point of view of a business, so where you can make money out of it, but it's also something that users are going to want to use. So there is a big difference between having a tool that you have to use because, maybe that's the tool that everyone uses, or this is what you use at work. And every time you use it, you're like, you wish actually you could do it differently because the tool is so cumbersome. And something where actually the users are going to be empowered by the tool and are going to enjoy working with that tool, are going to see the immediate benefit of working with that tool. And so design methodology is really trying to figure out how you develop products that are highly desirable for the end users. So here you see the 5 steps, and basically those 5 steps, if you think about it, to the first day of the project lab, so the first day when we meet, basically we are going to go through those 5 steps together, and we're going to have specific exercises for each step. So the first one, empathize. So maybe Marina, if you want to go to the next one. So empathize is really to start with the users. So this is about thinking who is going to use the product, as in really visualizing and describing the personas. So this is in terms of demographics, goals, motivations, and needs. Here you see some pictures of how we do it. Like there is also a very part which is very kind of collaborative, where like people are in teams and they work together with post-its and to figure out what are those personas who are going to be the target users that for that solution. Then in the next step, if you want to change, so the value proposition. So this is a little bit, let's say, like not extremely, I would say easy at the beginning, but often people come with a project and they have a solution. So they talk about, the product itself. So we take a step back and we think like, actually, you are developing a certain offering for an audience. And then the problem is basically what you describe at the end. So we use this kind of framework for the value proposition to help people describe their ideas in a way that they can pitch to someone and not just say, well, I'm developing an app or I'm developing, a marketplace, so that they immediately focus on what is the value they bring through that service and to whom. So that's the part about the definition of the problem and of the value proposition. And then in the next slide, we talk about user stories. So user stories are really where you define what is your, more like you go in details into what is the solution that you have thought about based on the value proposition and the users. So here we go and we write all the functionalities that we think are going to be important, written in a certain format so that we keep focusing on the user experience. And here, as Marina was saying, usually this is done in groups. So usually you end up with 20, 30, 50 user stories. And one important part then is to group them together if they're similar, and also prioritize them so that you only keep the user, like the functionalities that are going to be important for your MVP, and that you don't go into too many directions. So usually people who work on those projects have really a lot of ideas, and sometimes it's also very ambitious what they want to achieve. Here also the point is to make like the project owners understand that in the first phase they have to limit themselves to the core offering of their product, so that they don't spend too much time defining things that anyway for which they won't have resources to build, at least at the beginning of the project. Yeah, and that's also, we use also something which is the user story mapping. So this is especially when there are lots of stories that come out of the brainstorming. We organize them so that there is a way to let's say follow on what are the top functionalities. So usually what comes at the top will be the top functionalities that you need, and then as you go down, like in the bottom of this slide, you go more into details. So this is a way to organize and simplify the user stories.
Thank you, Véronique, for zooming in the different methodologies that we're using, and the experience also that you can bring to organization to make these labs and these sessions more successful, more productive.
Yeah, thanks.
To conclude, I just wanted to say that we are developing within WIDE as a social enterprise our Impact Web Studio. So we still do many projects which are supported by public funds, but we also trying to become sustainable and with creating services. So we are creating the Impact Web Studio, launched around a year ago, and we received support from Fondation Prairial, which is a part of Fondation de Luxembourg, in order to help us to build this studio, really aiming to serve entrepreneurs and projects with impact, and also other kind of clients. So I just wanted to let you know about the technical solution that we can offer from MVP. So this is also a continuation of this labs that we're running. You know, when we have built this momentum, the question is always, what's next? So, and on our side, we have defined very well what we can offer to the project owners and to the entrepreneurs. And we're not an IT company, IT services company like many others. We're really trying to niche and to define and to bring also social impact that we want to create. So we offer technical solution for MVPs. So we always do iterative development in a sense that we do not encourage people to develop things from scratch if we know that they don't need it. You know, we know our main purpose is not to sending bills to entrepreneurs or people and knowing that the product is no good. So we really try to discourage people from technical complex development. It's, believe me, very hard to discourage people not to build too much at the very beginning. And also, we, as I said earlier, we really try to educate. You know, we want people to understand what they're doing, to be able to use the tool, to be more independent from the technology, and also not to rely so much on technical teams or developers, because it can be a dependency which can kill projects or companies. And we've seen too many of these examples of people relying on one external freelance developer for the success of their venture. And we also seen too many disappointments over the last couple of years. So we're really trying to change that. So in terms of technical tools, we sometimes entrepreneurs will come and see us and said, "Oh, I want to build this perfect platform," and we said, before doing this, just build a prototype on Figma, on Adobe, because you just want to show this to potential users. So stop contacting various freelance in the country or on platforms. Build a good prototype and show to your clients and your users. So this is one service that we're offering. Or we encourage customers to use no-code solutions because we know that these solutions can be very powerful. It can also help to reduce the risk and the cost. So we're using sometimes tools as simple and well known as WordPress to build MVP or prototypes. Last week we met a group of young people. They want to try to build a marketplace, and we came to the conclusion that WordPress will be good enough to build this first version of a product that they need. And we're also building competencies around Bubble. Bubble is a no-code tool that you might have heard about, which is one of the most powerful one on the market. And we have also capacity to build on Bubble. We have trained several developers into using Bubble. So we are now happy to be releasing our first project using this technology. And why no code? Because we know and we meet a lot of skeptical person about no code. So we think it's very powerful. These tools can be very powerful. They can allow you to build things in no time compared to building something from scratch. Clearly, they reduce time to market. Something that you build from scratch in 9 months can be built in no code in sometimes 9 weeks, and it reduces the risk, because we saw too many people going from scratch web development, and at the end of the day, they will never have a first product to put on the market, because they don't have the resources, they have issues with their developers, and so on. So it really reduces the risk of having nothing at the end of the day. And you slash the cost at the development time, but we like to say by 3. We also think that no-code solutions are really perfect for platform, project, matchmaking tools, apps. They are really solutions which are bringing a lot of value, and we really recommend to use these tools, these no-code tools for this kind of projects. Also important to know, these tools are nowadays using AI, so it's really impressive what you can do with AI nowadays. And I've seen millions of lines of code being created by an AI tool in a few minutes. So it's very impressive to see what AI can do, and obviously no code is a part of this revolution. And in particular, we are using Bubble. I've mentioned it earlier. So we will like Bubble, first of all, because we managed to build a competence center for Bubble in Luxembourg. So we have local developers and mentors who are trained to Bubble. So this is very important. And it's a very easy tool to use. You can import your frameworks. You can import your Figma design into Bubble to transform them into a product. It's very flexible. It has a high level of scalability and security, and it's perfect for web and mobile app experience. And we think that the cost of using Bubble is, at the end of the day, much lower than the cost that from scratch classical web development will incur. So I think it's for a limited budget, you can get to a result which will allow you to have feedback from your customers, and I think this is the most important. So this is why we really encourage our clients to explore the possibilities given by these tools, even if it's a completely new world, So we need to raise awareness and promote this opportunity, and this is why we are happy to be here today for this webinar. So given that we have another 5 minutes before the end of the session, we said that we'd love to take questions from the audience. So if you have any, I think we have a chat. It's probably the easiest way to take questions, isn't it, Thomas?
Yes, it would be. Nobody has asked a question yet, but maybe we give it 2 minutes longer. And I will also give the floor to people that want to maybe speak up and say something. So now everybody who wants to say something can either put their question in the chat or you can speak directly if you want to.
Yeah, and anyway, you can let's stay in touch. So you can check our website what.lu. I'm also happy to connect on LinkedIn. I think it's a very very easy way to stay in touch. You have my email here. If you need to contact Veronique is also active on LinkedIn. She is going to drop her email address on the chat if you want to reach out to Veronique directly.
Yeah, I'm going to drop my address now. And
that would be a good idea. And so if you want to know more about wide activities in the near future, well, follow us on social media. We also have a newsletter, and we will share soon our next Project Lab sessions, which will be open to everyone and open to everyone free of charge. This is important for us to share this educational and creative opportunities with a large number of people. And most likely early February will be the next session. So if you're interested, let us know.
Okay, cool. I have a question if nobody else wants to ask. So you said you have a competence center for Bubble. Do you, or would you like to offer this as an official training? Because we can definitely find space for that in our training catalog.
Yeah, when I use competence center, it's not to use the name of the competence center of a university, just to explain what it is. No, basically, we really believe in no code and especially in Bubble as a tool. So we need to build the skills, and and when you go around in Luxembourg, you don't have many people knowing how to use Bubble, because it's as I said, the tool is easy, but when you use it, you have to have a bit of experience to build something good with Bubble. So we decided to train our own people. So we have already 3 developers who are ready to build a product, and we are offering entry-level training through our partner Digital Learning Hub. Mainly, it's open for everyone, but also open to those registered with ADEM. That's the main target audience there. However, if you're interested in this no-code tools to put into the catalog of the DIH, let's do it. Of course, we're happy to share. It's any opportunities for us to promote and to teach people is important.
Mm-hmm. What do you know? What language model the Bubble is based on? You said it has AI support. Do you know what language model it's based on? Is it proprietary? Is it ChatGPT? Do you know?
I'm not sure. All I know, it's as a no-code, so it's a tool that you don't see the code at the end of the day. It's a building block. It is a building block solution. So the technology underlying it, I'm not sure, because I'm not the trainer, but all I know, it's the flexibility that it gives. It's the main advantage is the flexibility that it gives, and also I said that we meet a lot of skeptical people about no code, and I think when people hear no code, they hear no good. They hear that it's something that is not a long-term solution, something that you do and you throw away, something which is not reliable. And for sure, we also know that you solve a lot of security issues with no code, because rather compared to other solutions or from scratch development, at the end of the day, the security is much better. And I think also talking about no code, one very important thing that we need to know, it's most of these tools are based some outside of Europe, so you don't always have a control over data, and where the data is hosted, because by default and for the cheapest solutions, it's often hosted in the US. So that's also something that we need to work on from the EU to be able to fully access these opportunities. I'm sure that will be a development in the future. So I think for highly critical data, maybe no-code solutions need to be really audited. But for trying apps or small project, I'm very convinced that no code is a perfect solution.
Okay, cool. Thank you for the presentation and for responding to my questions. I think if there are no other questions from the audience, then we will stop the recording here, and you can always rewatch the presentation on the YouTube channel or on the site of the L-DIH, and you can always get in touch with the speakers here if you have any further questions. So thanks for being here already, and thank you for your presentation, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you for inviting us.